What's new? We got an update going right now. Add dialogue to remain trainers, basically blah blah blah. That you shouldn't be driving when you're on the highway, kind of thing. Fix the bug that provided you with the nice, great, and excellent Pokeball throw awards and the appropriate XP. We'll get back to that. There's something else to that too. Enable the ability for trainers to change your nickname one time. Hey, that's nice. So please choose your new nickname wisely. Resolved issue with battery saver mode on iOS. Oh, well, we all know there's no way to save your battery from freaking Pokemon. It's gonna eat it. So, the one thing that we got to get to here is the fix the bug that prevented the nice, great, and excellent Pokeball throws from awarding the appropriate XP bonuses. Now, I played a little bit earlier, and I noticed that some of the stuff is now easier to catch. You guys may have noticed recently that, or you may not have noticed, depends on how much you play, that some of the lower stuff, like Ratatats and stuff like that, are under 200, were escaping with a Raspberry and a ball with spin on it. I mean, freaking Ratatat, and Weedles even. So, there was a fairly high Ratatat. I figured, Raspberry and a ball with a little spin, little molly on it, would take care of him. No, I had to use a freaking Great Ball and a Raspberry after one Great Ball didn't take him. On a Ratatat. And I've seen that a lot. Things where you just know they shouldn't take that much were a little bit harder. I'm thinking the Pokeball throw values were off, which is probably why we weren't getting the bonus. It would make sense. When you change one thing in part of code, other things get broken sometimes. So hopefully we're going to be able to catch our Pokemon a lot easier and not have to use up our Great Balls. Because I don't know about you guys, but since the last update, I've been going through Great Balls like crazy. So I'm going to see if I can trip this. When you first start your game, yep, there it goes. If you're driving, it pops this up now. And you have to hit I'm a passenger. It basically pops this up, and this is the part of going too fast, speed limit of driving. And that starts at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So you hit this, and you keep going. Just gotta be a passenger to hit that. Remember, I'm not encouraging anybody to drive while playing Pokemon. So guys, these neighborhood streets I can drive down slowly and just put this on record, because all I'm doing is just pulling over and stopping at the Pokestops and getting them. But with the driving thing, if you slow down below the speed that they have set forth, which is about 15 to 20 miles per hour, and then you resume that speed, it will prompt you again, over and over. Well, here's something new. This is very new indeed. It's like brush. They put like some sort of brush here. Okay, so we got 2, 3. I wonder if the amount of brush goes down means you're getting closer. That would be an interesting development. I mean, it's not footsteps, but general estimate of at least some sort of tracking. Okay, so right now it's saying I'm close. Let's see what happens here. I'm just driving around the neighborhood because we're trying to figure out these new updates. Okay. It says I'm a little farther away. And what we're going to do is we're just going around the block. We're We're going around the block trying to figure out if this is like their newest attempt at to see if they can get something tracking wise to work. Oh, it is. That's exactly what it is. It is actually keeping it close. Let's go ahead and catch him. I don't want to mess with him for very long. We're just going to go ahead and slam him in the head real quick. Oh, man, I suck. There we go. Let me slam him in the head real quick. Get him in the ball. Okay, so him and the Pidgey were the closest. And they actually popped. See? That Pidgey. Now, technically, the Weedle is the next closest. I don't know about you guys, but as I've been trying to use this like it used to work, you know, furthest to the left, top left is the one that's closest. Has anyone else noticed that it won't move out of position and it'll stay there and you'll get really, really far away? My previous video I showed how I was, you know, well over 200 meters away and it still said I was close. Okay. This is very promising. I think this may be our new way. It is actually giving me close proximity. It's not just saying, well, you were close, and not updating the info. Stop sign here. You already know I'm going to get some Pokestops while we're testing this. Okay, so let's see here. Yep, it's dropping them all. And I'm wondering if it's only going to do so many within a certain range closeness. Alright, see what I tell you about going slow and then repeating yourself, or blah blah blah, tongue-tied. Going slow and then re-upping your speed back to that speed where it's going to say, are you driving? Are you being naughty? Of course we're not driving and doing Pokemon. I park for Pokestops. And the only time I catch them is when I'm on a side street where I can park. Because right now I'm rolling hands-free. And we're on speaker. Well, of course we're on speaker. Oh! I guess I was going slow enough to where it thought I was going to hatch an egg. I thought I would be able to get those eggs done. Okay, everybody. We got a new update and sightings. There's also the nearby one, which a select few have gotten. Nearby basically takes and says, hey, guess what? There are Pokestops near you, and these are the Pokemon nearby. So, technically you can go to a Pokestop and search from there. With sightings, it appears to be more of a random breakdown of what is close to you, and it breaks it down into general area. So, say there are 3 or 4 Pidgeys. It will just say, you know, say those Pidgeys are all in the same area. It'll say 1 Pidgey. Or it'll give you the closest Pidgey within a certain amount of these. So you're not going to see a bunch of duplicates. Problem is, however, say you're hunting stuff for dust. It doesn't let you really zoom in on all the multiples. But then we're primarily looking for what you would say is rare Pokemon. So let's go over this. Every 30 seconds, it refreshes. Ideally. Sometimes it doesn't quite when you're on the move. But here is what we do know. No, the image has nothing to do with where they're at. They added grass. Basically, I think this is just to let us know that, hey, we changed something, guys. And to stir a pipe. The nearby system seems to be something that will be an awesome advance. It basically says, hey, go to this area, and somewhere nearby this Pokestop is the Pokemon that you need to search for. Now, with this Sightings, it does despawn them. They don't stay on your list because it refreshes every 30 seconds. Being out, I've figured out that the average area is about 700 to 800 meters. Now, when I say 700 to 800 meters, that is not radius. That's your radian. So, if you were to stand on top of your Pokemon and walk 700 meters one way, he would disappear. Then walk back that 700 meters, you'd be back on top of him. Now walk 700 meters the opposite way of earlier, and then he would disappear once you reach the 700 meters. We're talking, you could technically be in a 700 meter distance, anywhere in a radius of that. So we're talking a lot of area. We're talking like sometimes you could cover 1,400 meters or 1.4K and possibly be your nearest Pokemon. So, what does that say to us? Well, yeah, we have to walk across either way. And we could search all over the place. But here's the thing. We don't know if it's a 700 meters away or not. So, you could walk in a circle and technically only be halfway to it. Because it doesn't tell you if it's 100 meters, 200 meters, or 700 meters. Okay, say you walk south 700 meters, and then it just disappeared. And then you walk back north 300 meters, and it's still there. And then you walk east 300 meters, and it's front of your list. Well, you know, that bottom right corner of that radius, it's in there somewhere. But that's a really, really, really big area. Because now you have to figure out, hey, in this area, where is it? So, I mean, essentially, if you do zigzag in that area, you're going to end up walking a couple miles or a couple kilometers just to cover that surface area and find the Pokemon. Because, plain and simple, the radius in which you are actively scanning is nowhere near that. So you would have to cover a lot, I mean a lot of surface area. And that's pretty much how Sightings works. It could be, like for instance, this Weedle could be 700 meters away, and all of his friends could be within that 700 meter ring around me. It's pretty ridiculous, huh? That you could literally walk that much just to get these stupid Pokemon? Now, would it be nice if they just did an every 30 seconds update, giving you a approximation? That would be wonderful. So here's the other problem. You may have a Pokemon up for 15, 20 minutes. Now, if you're walking on this area and it only refreshes every 30 seconds, you have maybe a half hour to find the freaking Pokemon. It's going to be real frustrating if you're searching for a rare Pokemon and it despawns while you're covering a large area of 700 meters. By 700 meters almost. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. If you just kind of made it into 4 700-meter cubes around your current area, since we're just doing radius, just imagine we got 4 cubes that represent the corners of the circle. Those 4 cubes, 700 meters by 700 meters, you get the idea what I'm saying here. That's a lot of area. Now, is it better than items that don't refresh and multiples? Yeah, I guess so. But considering that before we kind of knew that it was 30 meters, 60 meters, and 90 meters for each one of the leaves, and the third leaf meant basically over 90 meters, we kind of knew 1 or 2 footprints, or leaves or whatever, footprints, 1 or 2 footprints equaled, I'm going to be able to find this thing. Now, we don't know what the first couple here in the grid are, because technically they could be any distance at all.